Your cat watches you more than you think, and not just from time to time, but constantly, quietly, and in a way that's so subtle that most people never even realize it's happening. Right now, at this very moment, while you're just sitting there, doing something completely normal, your cat could already be looking at you, studying you, paying attention to things you don't even notice about yourself. Most people believe that cats are distant, that they don't really care, that when they don't respond, it means they're ignoring you, but in reality, that couldn't be further from the truth. Because your cat isn't ignoring you at all. It's observing you. Cats don't need to react to everything you do. They don't need to come when you call. They don't need to constantly interact. Instead, they watch. They sit somewhere across the room, completely still, sometimes in plain sight, sometimes slightly hidden, and they follow everything. The way you move around your space. The way you sit down. The way your hands reach for objects. Even the smallest habits, the ones that feel meaningless to you, are being noticed. And the reason you don't realize it is because cats are incredibly good at staying unnoticed. They don't move much. They don't make unnecessary sounds. They don't draw attention to themselves. Sometimes your cat is watching you from behind furniture, just enough to stay hidden, but still able to see everything clearly. Sometimes it sits in a doorway, quietly observing as you move from one place to another. And sometimes, it's right there in the open, sitting calmly, looking in your direction, but because it's so still, you don't register it as watching. To you, it looks like your cat is doing nothing. But that's exactly what makes it so easy to miss. Because from your perspective, nothing is happening. But from your cat's perspective, everything is. And this becomes even more noticeable when you're not paying attention at all. When you're focused on your phone. When your mind is somewhere else. When you're repeating the same routine you always do. That's when your cat watches the most. Because that's when your behavior is the most predictable. And at night, this pattern becomes even stronger. When your home is quiet, when there are no distractions, when you're asleep and completely unaware of your surroundings, your cat is still awake. Moving slowly through the room, stepping softly, stopping every few seconds, looking, observing, processing everything. Sometimes it comes closer to where you are. Sometimes it just sits and looks. Not because something is wrong. But because this is how cats naturally exist in their environment. They observe first. They react later. And over time, all of this observation starts to turn into something deeper. Understanding. Your cat begins to recognize patterns in your behavior. It learns when you wake up. It learns when you eat. It learns when you leave the room or the house. And the more it sees these patterns, the more predictable you become. That's why sometimes it feels like your cat already knows what you're about to do before you even do it. Like it's waiting for you in the right place at the right time. Like it somehow anticipated your next move. But it's not guessing. It's remembering. It's connecting everything it has seen over time. And then, at some point, you experience something different. A moment that feels small, but changes the way you see your cat completely. You turn your head unexpectedly. And your cat is already looking at you. Not moving. Not reacting. Just watching. Completely calm, completely focused, like it has been paying attention for much longer than you realized. And in that moment, something feels slightly uncomfortable. Because now you're aware of it. Now you see it. But the truth is, nothing actually changed. Your cat didn't suddenly start watching you. It was always doing it. You just didn't notice before. Your cat isn't distant. It isn't uninterested. And it's definitely not ignoring you. It's simply aware of you in a way that is quiet, constant, and easy to overlook. And maybe that's why so many people misunderstand their cats. Because they expect obvious reactions. But cats don't work that way. They don't need to show everything they do. They don't need to make it clear. They just watch. So the next time you think your cat is doing absolutely nothing, take a second and look again. Pay attention to where it is. Look at its eyes. Notice its stillness. Because there's a very high chance that in that exact moment, your cat isn't resting, and it isn't distracted. It's watching you. The same way it always has. You just didn't notice.